The warehouse was dimly lit, the air thick with tension. Rusted chains swayed from the rafters and the cold steel scent of metal filled the space. Footsteps echoed. One set was light, precise, controlled, Cynthia Rothrock's. The other was heavy, deliberate, brimming with power, Arnold from Commando. They faced each other in silence. No words were needed. One was a martial arts legend, her body honed into a weapon of precision. The other was a walking tank, a juggernaut of muscle and brute force. The fight was inevitable. The only question was, who would walk away? Cynthia Rothrock, speed and precision. Cynthia Rothrock wasn't just a martial artist, she was the martial artist. A 5-time world champion in forms and weapons, she combined the precision of a swordsman with the fluidity of a dancer. Every kick, every strike, every movement was calculated. She was lightning fast, her spinning back kicks capable of knocking out opponents before they even realized what had happened. Her flexibility allowed her to strike from impossible angles, and her mastery of multiple martial arts styles, Wushu, Taekwondo, Karate, made her unpredictable. But she had a weakness. Despite her incredible technique, Rothrock was still human. She didn't have the raw, bone-crushing power of a bodybuilder. If she got caught, if one of Arnold's devastating punches landed, she'd be in serious trouble. Arnold from Commando, power and durability. John Matrix, Arnold's character in Commando, wasn't just strong. He was absurdly, unrealistically strong. He could carry tree trunks on his shoulder like they were twigs, rip phone booths out of the ground, and throw grown men like rag dolls. His strength wasn't just physical, it was mental. He had been through wars, assassinations, and ambushes. His pain tolerance was through the roof, and his willpower was unbreakable. If he connected with a punch, it would feel like getting hit by a car. His endurance meant he could take hits that would knock out lesser men. And his sheer presence, the way he moved, the way he dominated the space, was intimidating. But he had weaknesses too. Compared to Cynthia, he was slow. He relied on brute strength, often telegraphing his moves. Against skilled fighters, that was dangerous. And while he was experienced in combat, his training was rooted in military tactics, not martial arts finesse. Against an opponent who lived and breathed technique, that could be a problem. Rothrock moved first. She always did. A quick feint, then a lightning-fast roundhouse to test his reflexes. Arnold barely dodged in time, his size working against him. She pressed the advantage, low kick, high kick, spinning back fist. Each strike was a blur, forcing him to stay on the defensive. He tried to grab her, but she was too fast. Arnold adjusted. He stopped trying to match her speed and instead waited. He let her come in close, absorbing glancing blows, waiting for the perfect opening. Then there it was. She launched into a jumping kick and he stepped in. A massive forearm blocked the strike, and before she could react, he grabbed her by the arm and threw her. She crashed into a pile of crates, pain shooting through her ribs. She had avoided a direct hit, but it was a reminder. One mistake could be the end. She got up, slower this time. The fight wasn't over. They circled each other again. Rothrock adapted. She wouldn't play his game. She focused on evasion, counterattacks, striking only when she had an opening. Arnold swung, she dodged. He lunged, she redirected. For a moment, it seemed like she might wear him down. His breathing grew heavier, his movements a fraction slower. But then, she made the mistake of getting too close. He caught her. His massive arms locked around her in a crushing bear hug. She struggled, twisting, elbowing, but his grip was like steel. He lifted her off the ground, muscles bulging, and slammed her onto the cold concrete. Pain exploded through her body. The impact knocked the wind out of her. She tried to rise, but her body refused. Arnold stepped back, towering over her, breathing heavily but victorious. Why Arnold won? Cynthia Rothrock was faster. She was more skilled. But at the end of the day, fighting isn't just about skill, it's about survival. And Arnold from Commando was built for war. She could land 10 strikes, but he only needed one. His durability, his sheer physical dominance, and his ability to take damage and keep moving gave him the edge. If this had been a point-based martial arts match, Rothrock would have won easily. But in a real fight? In a warehouse where only one person was walking away? It was Arnold. Because no matter how skilled you are, sometimes the bigger, stronger fighter just wins.